Now, I don't want to get progressive liberal on everyone, but this 94-year-old, ageism, is that what it's called? Ageism, because he's an old fogey, he doesn't know what he's talking about? Maybe. Okay, guys, we're going to do what we're going to do. Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger described Bitcoin as totally asinine Wednesday in what considered will be one of his last public forums. That's not a way to go out, bro. Come on, that's not a way to go out. Come on, after such a long life, you want to go out and becoming the asinine fool that you're calling Bitcoin? Speaking at the 2018 annual general meeting of the Daily Journal Corporation, Munger, who is 94, outed himself as one of Bitcoin's most outspoken naysayers. Asked about what he described as the Bitcoin craze, Munger's response was that it should receive a government crackdown. Quote, I expect the world to do silly things from time to time because everybody wants easy money, he told shareholders at the meeting. It's just disgusting that people are taken in by something like this. Our government's lax approach to it is all wrong. The right answer is with stuff that bad is to the right answer with stuff that bad is to step on it hard. Wow. Mr. Munger. Mr. Munger, some strong words from you, my friend. Some very strong words from you. Step on it hard. And there's so many ways that I can pick apart what he said. I expect the world to do silly things from time to time. The world is a silly and irrational place, Mr. Munger. At 94 years old, you of all people should know that. Okay. But that doesn't mean that people are doing silly stuff. Doesn't mean that it's potentially innovative, potentially groundbreaking, potentially world-changing just because you can't understand it. Mr. Munger. He says it's just disgusting that people are taken in by something like this. Well, really, you know what I'm disgusted about? My tax dollars in U.S. fiat dirty money being used to kill people in other countries. I'm disgusted on that. And I think we should step on it hard. We should step on politicians hard for spending our money and not even being able to balance a budget. What do I know, guys? What do I know? Additionally, describing the cryptocurrency as totally asinine, Munger went further than even Berkshire CEO Warren Buffett, who generally admitted he didn't know anything about anything when it comes to this technology. I can say with almost certainty that they will come to a bad ending. He nonetheless offered his comments to CNBC. Cointelegraph has previously reported on how other major figures and traditional finance had U-turned on Bitcoin criticism this past year. Notably, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon claimed that he was not a skeptic. In private comments during January's World Economic Forum, having said he regretted previously calling Bitcoin a fraud. Well, yes. We're going to continue to see this type of FUD from old people who don't, doesn't matter if they're old guys. We're just going to continue to see this ignorance, this common ignorance in the financial community when they don't know anything about this technology. They don't realize how this is going to fundamentally change the world, my friends. So in the comment section on the Bitcoin Pub, let me know, guys, what you think about Mr. Munger's comments and why, when he says that it's completely asinine to invest in this type of investment and that we should step on people who invest in Bitcoin hard, tell me why that's probably the best reason and the best case for investing more. Thanks for joining us today's Crypto News Bit, brought to you by ConnectJob.io. Your legal crypto business. Everyone else, thank you for being here and join the Crypto Nation by subscribing to our YouTube channel and checking out the 10 days of Bitcoin.com. For everyone else, smash the like button for Bitcoin and stepping on it hard. Doesn't make any sense.
Try something else. Let's see the Polygon.
Satoshi's vision. Satoshi's vision. There have been many men and women who have claimed to know Satoshi. Not only that, there are even more people who have claimed that they know exactly what Satoshi's vision is for Bitcoin. Now, Satoshi is no longer with us. Well, at least he or she or them are not at least poking their head up out of the ground as he or she or them probably shouldn't. However, understanding Satoshi's vision, well, if there's anyone that I could give credence to, it would probably be Max Kaiser. He knows what he's talking about, guys. He knows what he's talking about. What's up, Crypto Nation? It's Freedom, which is Centralized TV, your best place for news on Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency tech. And it is Crypto News Bit. Satoshi's vision. Bitcoin Cash gets it wrong, though, says Max Kaiser. Hey, guys, better listen up. Max hasn't steered us wrong for many years so far, my friends. Bitcoin Cash narrow focus on transactions gets it wrong because money is only a byproduct of a much bigger vision, according to Max Kaiser. Financial pundit and host of the Kaiser Report, Max Kaiser, has put in his 2 cents on the Bitcoin scaling debate, stating that focusing on transactions ignores the main reason why the world's first cryptocurrency was created. Kaiser wrote on Twitter, viewing Bitcoin narrowly through lens of transactions cuts the guts out of why Bitcoin is turning the world upside down. In my opinion, this is Satoshi's vision. Bitcoin Cash gets it wrong on this count. Viewing BTC narrowly through the lens of transactions cuts the guts out of why Bitcoin is turning the world upside down. Bitcoin was not created to compete
Okay,
with
it's
the likes
taking
of
way
Visa
too
or
long.
Swift in terms of speed, cost, or even privacy, Kaiser opines. Instead, Bitcoin's ethos is rooted in the free software movement, FSM, in the beginnings of which can be traced back to the 1970s. FSM is described as a social movement with the goal of obtaining and guaranteeing certain freedoms for software users, namely the freedom to run the software, to study and change the software, and to redistribute copies with or without changes, according to Wikipedia. The movement, which was formally founded in 1983 by Richard Stallman with the launch of the GNU project, which was founded on the idea that proprietary software harms users to the benefit of large corporations. Do no evil, my friends. Do no evil. Stallman explains the only thing in the software field that is worse than the unauthorized copy of a proprietary program is an authorized copy of the proprietary program, because this does the same harm to the whole community of users, and in addition, usually the developer, the perpetrator of this evil, profits from it. Well said, Mr. Stallman. Similarly, Bitcoin is a free open source software that users all over the world choose to run on their computers, where the nodes of the network agree on the current state of the network without any central authority. This gives network participants the freedom to establish what is true, which can be a powerful tool against corruption, oppression, and even censorship. In other words, free transactions are not as important as the freedom to make a transaction, because the former can be turned off with the flip of a switch at any time by a central authority. Well said. As Kaiser notes, it's the money. Its use as a money is actually a byproduct of a much bigger agenda of replacing all software licenses, copyright, patents, and monopolies with free software. Free software equals free thinking, says Max Kaiser. Bitcoin doesn't need a PR department, but all the other coins do. Think about that for a second. Unlike most other projects, Bitcoin's mysterious founders purposely left an important message on the Genesis block that reads, The Times, 03 January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. Besides the timestamp, the message alludes to the instability caused by fractional reserve banking in the wake of 2008 financial crisis. Presumably, the Bitcoin project is meant to be an antidote to the ills of centrally controlled fiat currency. Bitcoin Cash, however, is a fork of Bitcoin that occurred on August 1st, 2017. Via larger blocks, it promises cheaper transaction fees by increasing throughput and scaling directly on chain. However, this has been proven that it's not the best way by Microsoft. This counter-argument is that an increase in block size would merely be a respite for network congestion. Moreover, many experts believe that this approach would make it harder for the average person to run a node at home, resulting in greater centralization. Microsoft corroborated this position. Yeah, that's right. Microsoft corroborated this position, finding that on-chain scaling would degrade the network's decentralization. Computer scientist and Bitcoin pioneer Nick Szabo called the project centralized sub-puppetry, whereas Bitcoin engineer Jameson Luff, among other researchers, pointed out that many of Bitcoin Cash nodes appear to be hosted on Alibaba servers in China. This is all true, guys. We've already covered all of this. Bitcoin, on the other hand, it never had a PR department or a marketing budget aimed at persuading people to use it. Yet millions of people around the globe continue to use Bitcoin despite its being admittedly slower and often costlier, not to mention very grandma unfriendly than its crypto rivals or even legacy systems. But why? Why is this, my friends? The answer is that Bitcoin's peer-to-peer technology enables anyone to send, receive, hold, and transparently verify digital value on the Bitcoin network without an intermediary. If Voltaire were alive today, perhaps he would say that Bitcoin not only doesn't care with whom you transact, but its code also defends to the death your right to transact with anyone. Well, guys, this is a Well,
Nope.
for the first time.
Going planar. Going planar.
You know, Max Kaiser is correct, guys. He's correct in many ways when it comes to maybe his opinion, or interpretation rather, of Satoshi's vision. So I'm going to throw this right back to you guys. Let me know in the Bitcoin.com or the comment section below whether you agree with Max Kaiser's interpretation of Satoshi's vision for Bitcoin. Is he in the right place? Let me know. And thanks for joining us in today's Crypto News. We're brought to you by Decentralized TV, your best place for news on Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency tech. If you're new here, guys, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the 10 days of Bitcoin.com. For everyone else, smash the like button for Satoshi's vision, which I actually know explicitly. However, maybe I'll save my interpretation for another time. Thank you all, stream.
Okay.
Okay, guys. There's a lot of things rolling around in my head in regard to this particular article. Some of it I might go off on a major tangent of irrationality. So just prepare yourself, guys. Let's talk about it.
Get these UVs up.
What's up, Crypto Nation? It's Vita. Ready to go down the rabbit hole with Decentralized TV, your best place for news on Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency tech. And today's crypto news bit some intriguing or rather interesting news of the day. The city of Berkeley will organize an ICO for affordable housing. Interesting. Let's get into it. Cryptocurrencies have proven to be an interesting way of transferring value in a lot of cases. People seemingly take a liking to Bitcoin and a few altcoins. In the city of Berkeley, however, a brand new cryptocurrency will be introduced and issued. This new currency will mainly be used to fund affordable housing in the area. Don't you love this picture of all these liberal college students that love to take away free speech from conservative people who like to speak on the Berkeley campus? I'm sure these liberals and social justice warriors in this picture would love to have more homeless people very close to their residences. They're not taking care of them. Especially if they're it's socialism, guys. It's socialism is doing initiatives that the liberals want to do using their money. It's quite interesting to see how different people in regions respond to the challenge of cryptocurrencies. More specifically, this new form of money has certainly introduced a lot of interesting changes, even though not for everyone sees the value in it right now. The situation is slowly changing in favor of this nascent industry by the look of things. While we may not see mainstream cryptocurrency adoption anytime soon, mainstream adoption is the concept of powering this new form of money is being explored behind the scenes. More recently, the city of liberal Berkeley, California, has been looking into creating its own cryptocurrency. While interesting, this should not come as much of a surprise. Individual U.S. states have different opinions and regulations associated with cryptocurrency right now. California, the worst state in all of America to live. Oh, you didn't see the news on that, guys? California, the worst place in America to live, can't pay their taxes, have massive amounts of false flags, and burning their own forests, appears to be rather open-minded when it comes to this new form of money, although things are always subject to change. The main reason why the city of Berkeley, where most censorship happens in a college place, is taking this approach is that it wants to solve a very real problem. Housing in the city is not easy to come by, mainly because of the mounting prices and gentrification of the particular area. To counter this problem, the city will organize an ICO because they probably can't pay their own taxes, just like California can't pay. And then, you know what? If you can't support your own community, you can't support your own state. Make an ICO. To fund affordable housing to support the homeless population of the city. Now you might be saying, what's wrong with helping the homeless people in the city? Wouldn't it be better than giving the homeless housing? How about you give them jobs? Jobs they can afford their own housing. And if you just give them housing, that might create an incentive cycle of sorts where they may not want to work and continue to mooch off the system. I don't know. I don't know anything about these types of economics. It is evident that this is rather
Okay, check the
business
texture.
model of what most people first expect. Yeah. Berkeley City Council member Brett Bartlett explains as follows. This is not your typical ICO, but rather initial community.
Color.
Okay. We decided to explore new forms of
Images, faces, YT2Y.
They are ability to fund affordable housing. There are more than 1,000 homeless people living in Berkeley, which is projected to increase by a factor of 5 in the coming years. Many cities just like Berkeley are under a funding assault. We have to think outside the box in order to solve the problem. You mean they're under a funding assault, which means you need more money to do stupid policies? So you just want to somehow print more money using ICOs? Makes sense now, guys. We did this a decade ago with PACE financing, and now it's time to do it again. PACE financing completely failed. I can't believe he's bringing up PACE. PACE was not a successful system. Do some
YT2Y.
With nearly 1,000 homeless people in the city at the end of the year, it's become a matter of great importance to turn this situation around. Doing so is not all that easy, though, especially considering the recent changes in New York's tax code for businesses. Many people fear the change will have a negative impact on contractors building affordable housing across the nation. This is why the city of Berkeley wants to remain ahead of this problem and take a very different, scanning approach. It is important to note Berkeley's cryptocurrency is very different from traditional ICOs. Instead, it's issuing bonds which are backed by municipal bonds. It's issuing bonds which are backed by municipal bonds, which can be put in the same level as government issued securities. Fail! By tokenizing these bonds, the Berkeley City Council aims to appease residents who make the city a better place for everyone. And this effort proves successful, we'll see similar efforts take place across the United States moving forward. No, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. Guys, here's my projection. You know my projection? Here's my projection. I see a little bit. Because no one in Berkeley is going to spend money to help the homeless after he wants it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What I'm about to say is going to be very controversial. I'm not even going to do a whole bunch of things. But I don't care. Speak freely, my friend. Speak freely. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Here's where I'm about to be wrong. Listen to me without listening.
Let's get into a pixel art. Go crash it.
They would give money to all the homeless for free. What they'd rather do, the thing, is they want to use your money. Not their money. They want to use your money to support these initiatives. That's how they're really doing it. This is obviously Marxism and socialism. Anyway, let me know your comments or your flaming. Let me know your opinions in the Bitcoin.com section below. Remember, joining us in today's Crypto News on Decentralized TV. If you're new here, subscribe to our YouTube channel or not. And join the Bitcoin.com. It's free. So everyone else, smash the like button. For liberal degrees, liberal arts degrees, completely worthless in today's American economy and beyond. But somehow, for some reason, they keep pumping those liberal arts degrees out. Well, this article caught my attention, and I'm always curious as to the opinions of others around what is good and what is bad for Bitcoin. I think the argument can be made on both sides in this regard. So let's just jump right into it, guys. You'll know what I'm talking about in just a second. What's up, Crypto Nation? It's Freedom. We're Decentralized TV. Today's Crypto News is brought to you by the Merkle via CryptoYum.com, the world's best crypto reader. Why the huge slump was necessary for the success of cryptocurrency. Now, one could say why the huge rise was necessary for the success of cryptocurrency in 2011 or in 2017 December. I mean, the argument can be made on both sides. Remember, retrospecting is 2020, or hindsight is 2020. Dark clouds have hovered over the cryptocurrency universe for most of this year. Not really. We're getting the silver lining right now. Having risen to record highs in the last few weeks of last year, it was widely expected that cryptocurrencies would maintain their market values and even rise higher. I think people hoped for that, but that wasn't a reality. That's impossible at the moment. Many analysts went on TV shows and predicted that Bitcoin's price would approach 50,000 by the end of the first quarter, and the market supported those predictions. Anything but rosy? Well, however, the market has been anything but rosy for crypto since the year began. For the last 3 months, Bitcoin has been battling to stay above 7,000, and the other cryptos haven't done well either. The worst performer has probably been Ripple's XRP, which has slumped more than 75% since hitting its record high in January. Ethereum has hit its lowest price since November, with Litecoin, Stellar, Neo, IOTA, Cardano, EOS, and most other major cryptos bleeding greatly. But the bleeding has begun to subside. I think the sutures are being put on right now. However, the recovery has already begun and things are looking up with Bitcoin approaching 9,000 at the press time. The recent slump was brought about by a number of factors that involved the hard questions which the market avoided addressing last year. I'm intrigued now. The first of these concerns are regulatory, with governments across the world clamping down on any cryptocurrency whose practices they deem fishy. The clamping down was especially directed at crypto exchanges, and Japan was leading the crackdown on exchanges. I wouldn't say it was a crackdown. Japan was leading the world in self-regulation measures, and South Korea is doing that as well. So I disagree with the way that you wrote this, because it's not a crackdown. It's trying to help these exchanges become self-regulated. One of the most crypto-friendly nations, it has insisted on strict regulatory policy in regards to exchanges, especially since the hacking of CoinCheck. This has led to the closure of exchanges in Japan, including Tokyo Gateway and Oyster Exchange. Binance is also relocating to Malta after failing to get the required license from the FSA, such as the nature of the beast. Another major factor has been the banning of cryptocurrency ads from leading digital ad providers this year. The bans began with Facebook, which announced in January that it would ban crypto ads to protect its users from fraudulent ICOs that were on an alarming increase. The effect on the markets was immediate, and most cryptos dropped in value, though later regained it. Google was next, and the reasons were similar. Twitter and MailChimp are some of the other digital platforms that have clamped down on crypto ads. While crypto ads being banned should not have such a huge effect on the markets, the reality is that it did. Did it? There's just so many variables in play with this cryptocurrency market that you really can't just lock it down to one particular reason. These bans have made people ask tough questions, and it also made others cautious about investing in crypto. Good, be cautious. But it only gets better. The huge slump has given many investors the jitters, especially those invested for purely speculative reasons. Good, let's wash them out with weak hands. However, this was necessary for the long-term success of cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrency market has become rife with scams, frauds, and dishonest people who are out to prey on the ignorance of others. You can say that about anything. In the year 2017, ICOs raised over $4 billion, a very impressive figure given that ICOs were largely a known concept the year before. Sadly, ICOs also became a favorite channel for scammers. Cryptocurrency projects that promised assured profits were on the rise, and many unsuspecting investors put their hard-earned money into these projects only for them to be closed down a few months later. With the ICO sector being largely unregulated, there was no way for the investors to recover their money, and millions of dollars were lost. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, guys. Those platforms include Arise Bank, Confident, BeatConnect, My BTG Wallet, Bitcard, To the Moon, and many, many more. This brought a bad reputation to crypto, even though many were solving real problems and doing so in an honest way. Regulation will go a long way in curbing fraudulent projects in the ICO sector. These policies will also prevent the loss of funds due to additional hacks. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been lost to hackers, and this will continue if the exchanges are not forced to make more stringent security measures. I don't know if they need to be forced. I think exchanges are realizing that they need top security to ensure their funds, or they're not going to be in business very long. Forcing people to do something when they probably intrinsically already realize that it's a priority for them, it doesn't make it's not the right verbiage I would use. I mean, it's clear that exchanges need security, and it's becoming more apparent that they need to. To force them, it's a little strong. But again, maybe I'm just dicing up semantics here. Japan is leading the world in enforcing security compliance, which in the long run will only inspire more confidence in the sector. The bans by major digital platforms, all the crypto-related ads, were taken as a gesture of war by many crypto enthusiasts. Not really. We're still here. We're still thriving. This may be so, but there is no denying the bad reputation that cryptocurrencies were getting for fraudulent ads that use these platforms to target novice investors with no way of telling the good from the bad. The bans halted such projects. Most of the platforms, including Facebook and Google, have promised to continue working on bettering their systems of censorship to be able to differentiate the genuine projects from the fraudulent ones, and in the future, these ads could be brought back in a regulated manner by teenagers who work for Google, probably because they're people of color and women. The cryptocurrency universe may be down for now, but it's not certainly not out. It has become better, more streamlined, and is gradually weeding out toxic elements. It only gets better from here. Well, I would agree, guys. It only is up. It really only is up. I mean, actually, that's how it's been since Bitcoin came out in 2009. It's only been up, guys. It's only been up, talking about maturity. Well, this article didn't convince me against anything that I already previously knew, which was Bitcoin blockchain is expanding. Was the slump necessary? Not really. He didn't provide any significant evidence as to why the slump was necessary. He gave some anecdotal evidence around the regulations that are happening this year, some crackdowns, as you say, which aren't really. They're just trying to feel their way through the market and understand how to deal with this crypto regulation and these exchanges and these ICOs. It's just the nature of the beast. I think we're going through the cycle, guys. We're going through the long, drawn-out cycle of this new emergent technology that's trying to find its footing in this new world. That's it. But here's the encouraging part, my friends. The encouraging part is huddle on. Huddle on, stay the course. You will be duly justly rewarded for your efforts. I promise you. I promise you, friends. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you're new here, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you are a regular, you know what to do. Smash the like button for Bitcoin forever.
Now, those of you who know Mike know that this is about the tamest version of Mike undergrad that you're ever going to get. He just came from his daughter's graduation at Princeton, so he dressed up. I was expecting something a little edgier, so I went, I had the edgiest footwear in my closet that I could find, and look at you. We are going to be talking about crypto. That was a great way along the way. I'm going to give you, the audience, the opportunity to ask questions of Mike. I hope, I would imagine you've got some burning questions, because what we're here to talk about, what Mike is here to talk about, is cryptocurrencies as an institutional asset. Before we begin, let's turn again to our survey. You have the little clickers on your chairs. I would appreciate it if all of you could participate. I've seen a lot of them sitting on the floor, so just pick it up, grab it, and answer this question. Cryptocurrencies will be A, bigger than the internet, B, disruptive, but mainly to traditional banking, C, something like digital gold, or D, a speculative fad with no intrinsic value whatsoever. We'll wait for a moment while those entries come in. And the survey says, the skeptic. So, Mike, you've got some work to do.
We're going to redo that survey after this.
So, I don't think it's a stretch for me to guess, Mike, that you would have voted for A on that list.
I would have been A minus. I see the crypto revolution as internet 3.0. And the internet really did change everything that was. I do think in 15 years we'll look back and blockchain will change the how. I think it's very internet, but it's going to be pretty darn good.
A lot of crypto evangelism sounds like nonsense to traditional investors. You were, and you are still, a guy in the world macro guy, right? You worked at Goldman, you worked at Fortress. How did you make the journey from Wall Street hunter to truly help people along that road?
Sure. So crypto is a perfect asset to start with for a macro trade. There's a story, a macro trader. So the story is in charge of and I like to help them they can see the future. And so when I first stumbled on crypto,
Which was when?
This in 2012.
Well, still a focus.
We were also in Fortress, right in the middle of the European financial crisis, 4 years after the big financial crisis. I looked at it, I was like, look, at that point, if you remember, we had really serious investments, thinking that hyperinflation was on the way. I remember Paul Singer from other investors, one of the great things was wanting to put Denver Active in jail for treason, because he really thought he was going to play away the value of the dollar. Think about that for a second. And so you have this sense of nervousness around fiat currency, you have this sense of distrust amongst the central banks. And quite frankly, the financial institutions. In 2008, we thought JP Morgan was going out of business. We didn't go out of business. And so it felt like an easy play in that there was an easy new technology and there was the story that we could have a distributed fund, maybe 5%. And so I saw libertarians, anarchists, cipher coming, and the people that were worried about inflation always saw it used to be, a new asset. And so I just originally bought it being speculative, it'll go higher. And so I bought it for the money. We bought it, it was $96 Bitcoin, and it went up to 1,000 pretty quick, and that was pretty cool. It took a little while for me to dig in and really understand why it's a lot bigger than a speculative asset.
Well, and that raises an important question. There are people here, so they might have heard a little bit of what you've had to say about Bitcoin already and crypto more broadly and blockchain, but they know where you come from, right? They know your background, they understand your financial DNA, as it were. Do you really, and I'll use that term again, do you really understand how it all works?
Yeah, I'm getting close to really understanding it. So there's 3 parts of understanding this. So what's unique about Satoshi's white paper, it's almost 2 different Nobel Prizes. One of it is computer science, creating this idea of distributed trust ledger, a blockchain itself. The computer science there is really advanced. And right now, one of the problems in blockchain is as scale is massive. And as you get more people in this distributed system, it actually slows it down. And so there's all kinds of brilliant computer scientists working on fixing that scaling issue. There are 100 different blockchains out there with 100 different ways that they're going to fix the scaling issue. Part of my thesis is that the assumption that they're going to fix it. And I don't get that just willy-nilly. I was literally just a person talking to the head of computer science there. And so many of the talented graduates are going to be watching. All across the world, we're sucking in this talent, working with this scheme. And so part of it is the computer science. The cooler part of it, in lots of ways, is this idea of token economics. It's using a token as an incentive mechanism to quickly create social networks for people to play in the same direction. And that opens up all kinds of new business models that we haven't had before. And so you put those 2 things together, it is a very powerful force.
The problem for anybody who even takes a mild interest in this is that getting up to speed, getting to where you are now, takes work. Right? You started investing in Bitcoin in 2012 or 2013, and I know you got serious sort of early 2016 timeframe. And here we are, it's mid 2018. You've been spending a lot of time on this.
Indeed.
And still, you acknowledge that you don't quite get it all.
Well, one thing to remember that this is a 3rd grader. Like the Ethereum project, which is really the kind of leading project in kind of what I call blockchain right now. It's got a lot of competition, but it's the kind of, it's certainly the leader. It's 3 years old. And so we're dealing with a toddler, 3rd grader, and toddler, 3rd grader. And so, when you try to hold to the standard of the PhD student, it's not going to work. And so a lot of this.
So these people don't, you don't have to understand that well to participate?
I think you have to understand the big picture, that there's a computer science breakthrough that's changed the way we will all do databases. Every single database, or almost every single database, 15 years from now, will be a blockchain. Now, they might be private blockchains where you're running your own company, but it's a more effective way of organizing data. The revolutionary stuff are the utility tokens or the token economics. And that really just takes a little bit of fleshing it out with the business model. Does that business model make sense? What's been interesting is because it was such a mania, Remember, it was a 98% retail media the last 2.5 years. Institutions weren't in it. That we didn't really need to understand how the tokens worked. People were buying in because they bought the hype. And so you had this market go way up and then crash. I'm pretty convinced for the next leg of this market, which is coming, you're going to really have to understand how the tokens work. And they work differently in every single different system.
I want to make one point, which is that it sounds, and to some of you, it may seem like it's easy for Mike to look back on what happened in the second half of 2017 and say it was a retail mania. He and I spent much time talking during that period, and he said at the time that it was a retail mania. So it's not like you're redefining history there. On the subject of token economics, one of the barriers to, I'll call it, crypto acceptance right now is the dearth of use cases. And on the flip side, many of the use cases that have been proposed but haven't yet been implemented sound like solutions of social problems.
Well, that's a little unfair. So to start with,
It's my job to be a little unfair.
to start with, I said earlier, the blockchains themselves are really these giant shared global supercomputers that are there to process data that you want on a database. None of them are fast enough for industrial strength. We have one that just got started, or is just starting literally as we speak, called EOS. It was a project that raised money for the year, and that will probably be the first fast blockchain. Its critics say it's not as decentralized. There's some trade-off between how fast something can be today and how decentralized it is. But we'll start seeing projects built. And so up until now, projects like Funfair, which is going to try to disrupt online casinos, has been just a story. In the last month, there have been 3 or 4 projects that really just started their test cases. So Funfair is one. Gollum, which is a computer processing ICO, is another. Big Augur is starting to do things. And so we're just at the very first step of seeing some of these disruptive business models. But they're really not going to be here for another 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Going to take that long.
And so, most likely, listen, we had a retail bubble that popped, and now we have institutions that are marching slowly but surely towards acceptance. Markets always get way ahead of reality. That's just the way it works. This is such a powerful story, and some of these potential disruptors are so powerful in such big industries that my gut feeling is institutional money is going to come in soon, and markets are going to get way ahead of reality.
We'll get to that in a moment. While we're on the token economics part of the blockchain, if you look at potential applications for this technology, acknowledging that we're 18 months away from something real and viable, in which industries do you think crypto has the most promise as an enabling technology?
So anywhere where there's a social network with simple, Uber, I keep using Uber as an example. In terms of the drivers, a peer-to-peer matching system, drivers, and it sits in between.
Later.
Building service and a map.
Sorry, that was very boring.
Pricing and charges 25 to 30%. That is so right.